It may not look like Christmas out here, but it does over here. Merikalikimaka, and welcome to Lemon Sunset. We are doing our Christmas dolls today. Yes! We also have a Christmas background. Woo! It's very exciting. I'm in the living room because everybody's vacated it right now. It's the only time I can do these kind of things. We're making a Christmas doll. I found a really cute thing at the store that I'm going to talk about when I get to it. And then I took a doll that is basically scrap parts, kind of like this. They're both the old Mattel Disney princess dolls. They don't have much articulation, so I had the idea to cut them apart and try to figure out a way to make joints. At the time I did it, I did not know what I was doing, so it didn't work out well. But in this video, I have figured it out. I've gotten the right pieces, so I made an articulated doll. A lot of learning, but in the end, it mostly worked. Where are my thoughts? They're not in my head. During the filming of this, I got some new equipment, so that'll come in and out as the clips go along, because I do lots of things at once, and not all at the same time, not in order, and so, yeah, it's a little weird. And yes, this is also my face. I have makeup on today, so you get to see my actual face. You're going to see my face also in some of the clips without makeup, but also with blonde hair because I dyed this like last night. So, let's get on with the video. This felt super awkward, but that's the vibe. So this is the body. I experimented with it quite a bit when I was trying to figure out how to articulate before I found the little pegs. So we're going to cut apart this old work and see what we can do with it now. If you're wondering, hey Jess, why aren't you using like needle nose pliers? That would make things easier. Yes, it would. But they're in the other room and I was feeling lazy, so I suffered through that. Okay, so the next big step will be to figure out what size of the little connector joints goes through. So these are, got them off Amazon. They are ball jointed doll plastic joints the double jointed thing for dolls, we call it, but actually makes it so they have the full range of motion. So this is what they look like. I'm not sure if they're in there. If they're on Amazon right now, they're very inconsistent of doing it because they're in demand, as you can imagine. But so right now I'm going to figure out what sizes will go in. It looks like the big ones will go in the legs, and the mediums will go in the arms. Welcome to the garage. We're going to be using power tools. We've got this drill bit that will give a hole that allows me to put the thing in there. The arms are rubber on this doll, so I don't need to do anything more than just get a hole that's just the ittiest bit too small, and it stays pretty well. I don't know how I would reinforce it anyway, so that's perfectly fine that it's a little swivel. But now the not fun part. That took a really long time to drill. I have to do it 4 more times. And then 5 more times. I have to do 3. The other arm, the upper arm, and then the legs, the lower legs, because the upper legs are hollow at this point, but the lower legs have holes. I'm going to fill it with like some kind of epoxy glue to make up for the fact that I'm going to be drilling through a part of the leg, but that should be it. And once the joint is done, I can actually do clothes and stuff, and I'm leaning ever stronger toward tights for this doll. But here is how we do it. The lights are automatic. Sorry, the lights are automatic. They're gonna turn off, and I'm gonna hold on. Got the other lights on. Those are on a switch, not on a motion detector, so I don't have to wave my arms every few minutes. Not even a minute, I swear. Here we go. The drill bit goes into this concave place I made when I originally tried to do this without proper tools or equipment, so I'm gonna do it now with this that doesn't actually go fast enough to do it in a timely manner, but we'll run out the camera memory. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Also, you're on my new tripod. That's not relevant to anything other than I think it's really cool that I have a little tripod that I can prop up in weird places instead of having to move my entire above shot rig. Yay! Here we go. There, yep. Alright, this doesn't autofocus like it should. But it's starting to take a hole. It'll take a really long time. And I need to check it every once in a while, so I need to pull the peg out of the first one. There with the lights! But as I drill it, the peg sits in it. Yay! So I'm gonna save the battery of the camera and its memory for maybe when I get to the upper arms, or more probably when I do the legs. So, okay, so it turns out the secret to drilling through rubber is fire. I lit the end of the bit on fire and went straight through. And after I found the fire trick, it takes the arms took like a half an hour, and then I did this. I couldn't get the last 3 millimeters, and then I lit the thing on fire, and it worked. I sound tired because I am. Yeah, so now I'm gonna do lips. I'm gonna do the arm with this thing so I don't the pile of wood. The workshop. First off, this thing I'm gonna set it in here if I can. Okay. There. There, it's in there, and I'm gonna drill it. Should go easier. Oh no, it's not. There's no. Okay, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna spare you me figuring this out. Okay, I figured it out. I couldn't drill without some kind of divot, or else it just slip, and then I'd injure myself. I created a divot. I should be using the grip thing. I'm not. It's just it's in the way. So I'm gonna do it by hand. Don't do this. Not recommended, but here we go. Aha! Now a hole in the pegs. It's in the hole. And I'm done drilling things, and I'm tired. But I did it! And that's the important part. And now I can reassemble the doll, which we're gonna do now.
So, this is where I make a pretty big mistake. I use hot glue to affix the plugs, because it's easy and I'm familiar with it. However, it's hot. In fact, it's hot enough to warp the plastic. Had I just put the plugs in, that wouldn't have been too much of a problem, but I decided to use the pegs as a handle so I wouldn't burn my fingers when the glue squished out. Having the pegs in caused the plugs to warp and loosen on the fit, so the pegs constantly fell out. I eventually realized this and used my crafting heat gun and sutures to squeeze them back into a better shape. The arms are still a little delicate, but the legs are perfectly fine now. So, if you do this yourself, definitely use something other than hot glue to attach the plugs.
So here she is, all put together. The joints are attached. All the right places. Is she the most elegant looking doll? No. Do the arms come off if you just bend them the wrong way? Yes. But the important part is, can she pose? Yes, she can. So this is how the coat started out, as an ornament. Right now I'm deconstructing it. Voila. All taken apart. Still need to do some cleanup, but then I had a coat.
To fit it to the doll, I did a stitch up the back, thinning the shoulder area but leaving the bottom full. I cut off the excess and then created 2 holes in the front behind the fur for the belt to pass through. Having it pass through the coat would cut down on bulk in front and created a place to keep the belt attached at. I wanted to give her puff sleeves, so I cut off the ends just past her fingers and gathered the cuff. I fit it to her wrists so I would stay above the hand and create that puff shape. It seemed smart at the time, but I wish I hadn't added this yarn detail to serve as cuffs. No clue what I could have done instead, but these ended up looking back, and because it's such soft yarn it would catch in her fingers each time I put the coat on her. At least the exposed glue is hardly noticeable. For the skirt I created this very simple pattern. I cut it out of forest green satin along with a scarf and a long rectangle to create a ruffle. I wish I recorded it, but I was inspired by a short video to use yarn at the hem and it came out very cute. The shoes I stole from an older custom I plan to repaint and just change the pink accents to gold.
Here's the face before. Alright, we have applied the first layer of MSC. We're now going to go in with pastels, just to start building some color. Forgive my voice, I woke up with a sore throat and I don't know why. No jokes, I genuinely do not know why my throat is sore. It's weird. After I've established the light pink, I go with a darker pink, so the top of her cheeks, and the edges. Doing the blush on an early layer, learned from Delightful and just remembered it recently, lets me build up the color quicker without using as much MSC. At least in theory, we'll see. That color was way too much. That happens. That's why the eraser is our best friend. Don't tell the pencils that, they would be very offended. I think she's pretty good for her first layer. We'll be shooting again once I get to drawing in the sketches. Alright, we're gonna do the sketch layer right now. To add a pop of color, I'm making her eyes green. Hey.
last piece of fudge.
Okay.
There were 2 pieces. I'm eating one. I'd like you to eat the other one. That way it's gone.
Okay.
Thank you. So nice of you to keep cooking for me. So good to me.
Eyebrows are not supposed to be twins, they are supposed to be sisters. That's how we get away with it. 'Cause they never turn out perfect. She'll still got stray hair because that's realistic. And I don't want to fix it. I'm using various colors to just darken it out. I think she's looking really cute. So, the sealant, it caked up and left white residue. We're gonna persevere. It's very upsetting when this kind of thing happens, but you just gotta, I don't know. You gotta just do what you can do. Face up is mostly finished, now just the final details.
Following the theme of the last 2 dolls, I decided to give her some weapons. First, these glittery stars she can use as throwing weapons but tuck into her hair when not as use. The more obvious weapon is her shield, which she can throw Captain America style, but is mostly for defense. I used my big shot paper cutter to make the shapes from gold and glitter paper and then secured them using glue, because this tape wouldn't hold. The handle allows her to hold it and the whole thing complements her well. In my opinion. Let's assemble her. Mahalo for watching everyone. I hope you enjoyed my very late Christmas doll and that your holidays were happy and fun. Make sure to like and subscribe to never miss my unpredictable videos and I hope to see you soon. Aloha.